Our beautiful friends in Zoom. Hello, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Hey, Courtney. We've got Stacy, Courtney, Velda, Charla's here in the room. Amy, Katrina, so happy you are here on Zoom with us. And hello to all of you. It's Monday. It's mid-August. There are so many people in the world who are just sort of checked out and, which is totally fine. And you all are here because we're going to have a phenomenal week of contribution, of leadership, of power, of creative genius, of financial abundance, money miracles. So let's just go ahead, those of you that are on Zoom, and what are you calling in this week? And all of you on social, please put in the comments, what is it? If you could wave a magic wand this week, let's just close our eyes and breathe and just feel into what would happen this week if you could call in anything you wanted. You could magic wand it. Let's just take a minute and feel into that. Don't rush it. I'm just looking something up that I want to share after you decide what you're calling in. So just take some breaths, open your heart, drop down into your heart. Ask, like, what would that be? Sometimes we forget that we get to ask, we get to call in, we get to, co-create with life instead of just be in response to life. So if you had a magic wand this week, what would happen? And really visualize it. Oh, I love Stacy would allow herself permission to be present and trust. She has lots of time next week to get other things done. Yes, we're going to see that for you, Stacy. Amy, peaceful transitions on every level. I love that. So just those of you that have already gotten clear on yours, start to feel how, if it's a week from now, we're back on the lounge. When this happened for you, Amy had peaceful transition. Stacy was really present, and now she gets to have a really focused week on those things that are perfect for next week. Like, how does that feel? See if you can conjure the emotion, connect to the emotion of your intention coming true. And see if you can feel that, if you can feel the energy of if you had to name the feeling that's the most predominant, if this is what happens this week, and just see what that feeling is. Bring a smile to your face, give yourself a stretch. Ooh, Amy says she feels weightless. Katrina, eating clean, having lots of energy. I love that. Focusing on the tasks that move you forward, the important things that are weighing heavy. So you've released them. Look, I love Amy. You had weight, you feel weightless. Katrina is going to get into lightness. I love this, unburdening this week. That's a great, great theme. So what we're going to focus on in the lounge today is the power of speaking, the power of being visible, the power of showing up for the people we're here to serve. So we know thought leadership starts with leading our own thoughts. So what we just did there was a version of segment intending. It can be called future pacing if you're in the NLP world. By envisioning what we would like to see happen, picturing it, and then feeling the feelings as if it's already happened, we are radically increasing the likelihood that that is exactly what we will experience within 7 days or soon thereafter, right? So it's a very, very powerful practice that we have. Then what we want to focus on is, what are we doing? What are after we intend, what are the actions that line up with it? And I've been thinking so much over the weekend and last week about the power of showing up for people, whether it's on a podcast, when you're an interviewed guest, whether you're speaking on someone's virtual event, a guest speaker in their group or mastermind, speaking at a conference, because our whole team is immersed in preparing for our Women Starting Movements conference that's coming up in October on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And I was invited to go speak on a podcast. And this podcast it was virtual, but they had a live audience as they filmed. It was a really fun model. So you went on when they have a guest on in this particular podcast, you go on and they had like people there live to do the Q&A. And it was really like invigorating. It was a fabulous group. And I went on the podcast and they always say, where can people find out more about you? And I invited everyone to come to a masterclass that I was giving. So I spoke twice. I did this podcast interview. I invited people to come to the masterclass that I taught on best-selling books on Friday. And one of the women there reached out, after the masterclass, and we get to work with her. We're going to be, she's a thought leader that needs to do her book, and she got inspired and she got clear. And this is an example of the absolutely phenomenal gift that it is when we don't hide our light, that we don't hide, because people are, even though it might have felt hard to attract clients or build your business or find more people, like what you are seeking is seeking you. Those people that you would love, Courtney, you're on, helping them with their voice, their presentations, their power. Stacy, helping them turn what they love to do into a profitable, powerful business, service, or product. Like some of you on, I don't know already the amazing work that you do, but what I'm getting to here is that if we hold back, if we say, oh, it's a lot of work to pitch speaking engagements, or it's a lot to, reach out to podcast hosts, or who'd want to pick me, or my book's not done, or, all the stuff that feels so real, then someone isn't getting their lifeline. They're not getting their inspiration. They're not getting their opportunity. And so I just want everyone to ask, like, scale of 1 to 10, 0 would be like, I don't put myself out there at all. Like, I just, in terms of speaking, and speaking could be going on your Instagram live, so 0 is like, I don't do it at all. 10 is like, I don't know how I would be doing more things. I'm constantly speaking and presenting. Just get a number for yourself. You could share it in comments or the chat or not. It doesn't matter. The point is like, what number of visibility would you say you are? And just tune into that for a second. If it feels good to close your eyes and to check in for yourself. Because this number is a barometer of how full on we're playing, how all in are we going? Because sometimes, ironically, it's easier to not put ourselves out there and then be bummed at our results, whether it's income results, amount of people we impact and help results, how full our programs are, how many people are on our email list or our social list. I mean, all those things are just results, reflections of our visibility, our courage, our all in, our showing up. And so at Women Starting Movements, we'll be going a lot more in depth on, how to be more visible, how to have people see you as a movement leader, an industry leader, how to get booked on things. Those of you in Thought Leader Academy, obviously, we're doing that work week in and week out. But I want everybody this week, I don't think we've done this before on the Thought Leader Lounge, but I want us all to take on putting yourself out there for at least one speaking opportunity. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to make this not so scary because sometimes that can sound terrifying. Okay. Cause I love that. You're like, I've been in a 5, I'm transitioning to a 10. Freaking love that. That's awesome. It's powerful. Can you imagine, Cause, like, what do you think is going to happen for you when you're playing at a 10 versus a 5 in your visibility? And Cause and everyone, if you were at a 3 going to a 7, if you're at a 5 going to a 10, 8 going to 10, whatever that looks like. Now, I want us all to be brave this week, and we don't have to, feel fearless. Katrina, you're like, I'm at 0 visibility. Yeah, I was for years, Katrina. Wasn't visible at all. No visibility. That sounded terrifying. It sounded awful. Wanted nothing to do with it, right? So what I want everybody to do this week is just think about, there's something that I teach in Thought Leader Academy called the circles of connection. So all of us at the very center of the circle probably know some people. Like most of us, if you're on Zoom, means you're connected in some way to the world. You probably got an email from me inviting you to the lounge today, or you're watching us on social, you're on social media. So we all probably know someone who either has a social media account, has a podcast, maybe they have a group that brings in guest speakers. Like all of you, I'd be very surprised if in all the people you know, it doesn't mean they're going to book you. It doesn't mean you'll speak on their thing, but I'm guessing, put me in the chat if you're on Zoom and me in the comments if you're on social. If you are like, you know someone who hosts something. They have some kind of social media platform. They have a podcast. They have a group. Maybe they have a blog. Yeah. I mean, it is very rare in this world at the moment that you wouldn't know someone. Okay. So your first circle of connection like this is people you know. And so at the very first, like if you want to just, if this isn't, you've got some of you on here pitch speaking all the time, right? You're going to have to choose a different stretch for this week. But if you've never, Katrina's saying, I have zero visibility. If you're just getting going as a thought leader, reach out to one person that like, hey, I know you've got that great podcast, or I love seeing what you post on Instagram. Would you be up for me coming and teaching a cool technique that I learned for myself or that I share with people on your show, your channel, your podcast, whatever. Just, and you frame it about what you're giving, not, hey, would you feature me so I can be more visible? No, that is not an exciting, inspiring energy for people. We go to them with, what's in it for them, right? Like I would love to teach I have this cool thing that helps me, really set up my morning routine in a powerful way. I have this really cool manifestation technique. I have this great way, Charla, that, you can work with a kid to get them to talk to you or whatever. Right. So that's it. It could be that simple. If it's someone, you don't need to write a big pitch and show a bunch of social proof and have a media reel, like none of that stuff. Just reaching out to someone new and saying, I'd love to share and teach this thing that I do with your people. And then no attachment if they say yes or no. Who cares? I know you're going to care. But like, that's why in Thought Leader Academy, our clients, we teach them to reach out to 100 people. Because if you reach out to 100, some are going to say yes, and you don't care about the no's because you got a bunch of stuff booked. All right. So all I'm saying for this week is one. We are opening a contest. No one even knows, not even everybody in Thought Leader Academy knows about this yet because we haven't done the formal announcement. But for the very first time, I got so inspired around this. This is one of our pillars of Thought Leader, the Thought Leader pathway, is building your audience, letting people know about you, going out and speaking. And so we are going to open a contest for the very first time called Own the Stage. And it's going to open up, I think early opens up tomorrow. And we'll make sure that you guys all get the link if you want to join it. And it's free. And basically you get to be on stage with me. Be on stage with me in Chicago, give a little mini TED talk and share your movement, your mission, something awesome, share something, teach something, reveal something to a sold out room, a live audience in Chicago with me in October. Okay, so that's an example of I'm a person because you're watching the Thought Leader Lounge, and you could take that action even and reach out and apply to Own the Stage. It is going to be ridiculous. And also you're going to get upgraded to a suite at the W Hotel where we're having the event, and you're going to get a photo shoot and a professional video of your talk that you can use to get more speaking engagements. You're going to get blasted out to 30,000 people with your recording of your talk. Like that is how much I care that you get out there, that you are going to go to the next level. Okay. For some of you, the next level, like Katrina was very honest, like I was for many years, the next level can be going on a friend's Instagram and sharing something, right? For some of you though, the next level is going to be, reaching out to someone with a bigger podcast and a bigger audience. Or you're going to use, if you train with us in Thought Leader Academy, the 6-step pitch and reach out about a conference that's happening in a couple months, or ask to guest speak at a friend's Facebook group. Yeah. So I want to know, put stage in the chat if you're going to enter this contest. All right. If you're going to enter the contest to get up on stage with me in Chicago, then I'm going to get off the stage. It's going to be your stage. You're going to own that stage and get all those other prizes and all these materials to set you up to be visible, to be seen, to make a difference, to impact more lives. Like, I am so excited about it. And if you're already in Thought Leader Academy, you can join. If you're not in Thought Leader Academy, you can apply. You just have to be, you have to come to our conference in Chicago because it's a live event. You're going to go physically on a stage. It's not a virtual event. So, so if you want to, Jill, if you can keep a list of everyone on Zoom who says stage, so we make sure to send you the details when the opening happens tomorrow. Okay, great. And if you're on social, just put in the comments stage, and then we'll make sure to get you all the details and how to send in your application and everything. It's going to be so freaking exciting. I cannot wait to be there. And it's going to be powerful. That's just one action you could take. But I want to know, put me in the chat or the comments if you are going to reach out to be more visible this week. One thing. It can be to enter this contest. It can be to someone you know who has a podcast, someone who has an Instagram channel or Facebook channel. I want us all to stretch. So like Amy Gibson and Courtney and Dawn, you're going to go, what's your next level? All right. I want everyone to do a brave one this week. Brave one might be, applying to be on the stage in Chicago, for example, or it might be, something else. All right. And if there's like it's not a friend, but like an acquaintance who has a podcast and you're like, oh, I would love to be on their podcast. It's so my, perfect group. That could be your action, right? It's so important that we don't wait. It's so important that we don't talk ourselves back and say, I'm not big enough, known enough. I don't have my shit together. I don't have my talk figured out. I'm not used to being on live on the other platforms. I will try not to swear more. I realize I do it in Zoom all the time. All right. So I love this. Everybody here on Zoom is saying you're going to go for it. And to take it even further for accountability, if you feel open to putting who you're going to reach out to, okay, what's going to be your action step? Now, remember, we're not focusing on if you get booked for it. We're not focusing on the outcome. We're focusing on the action. Powerful leaders focus on action and know that the outcome will be taken care of. When you take powerful action, whether it's to be more visible, to earn more money, to impact more people, to write your book, that the result will be the success. But by focusing on action, we get out of like, oh, is it going to work? Are they going to say yes or no? Doesn't matter. Processional effect is a powerful phenomenon in the universe, which means that every time you take an action toward your vision, you write a sales page, you send an email, you DM someone, you put yourself out there, you send one of these inquiries to someone who has an event or a talk or a show. Every time you do that, it will return in the form of abundance and success to you. And so I just love that so much, because then I don't have to be white knuckling, checking my phone. Did someone write back? Did I get booked? Did I get picked? Like, I don't have to do any of that. I get to focus all my energy and attention on, where can I serve? Who might benefit? I almost didn't do that podcast that I just mentioned at the beginning. Because I was like, oh, I'm finishing my book. But I got invited and I thought, well, I really love these people. Like, let me say yes. And I'm so grateful I did. First of all, it was such an honor to be on it. We had an amazing energy, all got like really high vibe and expanded. And then I get to now serve more people as a result. All right. So it doesn't work if we hide. It doesn't work. And at the end of our lives, when we look back, I know, at least for me, when I check in with that end of life, future self, that self is never, ever, ever telling me, oh, I wish you'd played smaller. I wish you'd hit a little more. I wish you'd made everyone around you more comfortable. I wish you'd, believed less in yourself, and just really remembered, that you're a piece of, junk that no one would pick. You know what I mean? Like, that's never the message. That is never the message. The message is like, live full out, leave nothing back, everything on the field, give every treasure that's inside you, shine I went to France. So I should you guys this when I got back from Paris. So I have this it's light in the room, so you can't see it, but this Eiffel Tower, like if you can see the lights flashing, it actually like lights up. So if you put it in a dark room, it's like really magical and fun. And I have this not because I want to be a cheesy tourist and buy like an Eiffel Tower souvenir, but because when I was there and I was standing, in Paris, and we were doing a vision quest with our thought leader clients, the Eiffel Tower was like, look, some people hate the Eiffel Tower, some people love the Eiffel Tower, but I'm going to shine and loom and stand here and give joy to everyone. Because when that thing lights up at midnight, if you've been in Paris and seen movies, when it lights up in the middle of the night and just like is sparkling, and it's freaking magical. Like I've never been to Disney. I had, for many reasons, my family was like not about that. And then I was an adult and I was like, I'm good. But I'm sure, people talk about how magical fireworks and everything, but that's like never, ever, ever does our soul, does our spirit, if you have a relationship with the universe or God, never, ever, if you talk to that higher self that I've ever heard, and I've coached people now for 20 years, I've coached thousands of people at this point, I have never heard the higher self or the universe or God say to someone, I wish you just held back. I wish you just played a little smaller. I wish you just damped it all down. I wish you, just kind of took a place among, everybody else and didn't make any waves and weren't very visible. I've never freaking heard that. And that doesn't mean we have to, be in a football arena stadium singing on it. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter, but it's whatever our version of fully doing this. I love how grounded, I feel just like grounded, sturdy. It's just sitting there like I'm here, shining in all my radiance. And so people go, oh, that's cheesy. Great. Not everyone's going to like our stuff. Who cares? The Eiffel Tower doesn't give a crap. Eiffel Tower is just like, I'm going to be magical and bring joy. And I felt so much joy just watching that thing light up. Yes, you saw it the first night, Amy. It's freaking amazing. I went berserk. Like I was like, I'm staying up every night and I love going to bed early. I was like, I'm watching that thing every night. It's so fun. Last night we went there, like right there. Okay. So all of this is about, you're not here to be ordinary, to blend in, to play small, to tamp it down. You're here to be freaking legendary. And legendary doesn't mean boasting and ego, anything. It's about when you are fully in your magnificence of who you are radiating out all that you're here to give. You are sharing everything you're here to share. That will literally heal people. People will have a healing in your presence without you even saying a word because of the vibration that you bring. Yes. Legendary. I want to see it. Who else in the chat? Amy's up for legendary. Dawn's up for legendary. Okay. I said I wasn't going to swear, but F ordinary. Be legendary. That's what we're up. And legendary, I believe for all of you here, if you're on something called the Thought Leader Lounge, is getting up on something this week, a social media platform, a blog. I don't care if you're writing it, speaking it, enter the contest and come be on take over my stage. I can't wait for you to take over my stage. Okay. So that's what we're up to this Wednesday. If you want to hear more about the stage, the contest, I am teaching a free masterclass this Wednesday in 2 days, all about 10 ways to become more visible, 10 fun ways to double or more your audience. It is free. It is my gift to you. Why? Because I was so stuck and so wounded and so in my trauma and so in my low self-worth and so in my crap from my family and my religion and all the things that I couldn't let it out. I didn't know how to be visible without feeling like I was going to die. Be traumatized. All right. So Wednesday, it is free. It is my gift to you. All right. And you can enter, there's the Zoom link. Thank you, Jill. If you can post that on the social platforms as well. 12 to 2:30 Eastern is going to be so fun, so powerful. We have an amazing group coming. You guys all get to come. So just get that Zoom link, come on Wednesday, come to and then the registration for the contest will be open tomorrow, kind of early. And then, everybody who wants to can join on Wednesday. All of these are our gifts to you, my team, myself, our community, because there are lots of people taking up a lot of space and making a lot of noise that aren't coming from the place you all are, right? Maybe coming from a very different sort of vibration, different energy, different message that isn't necessarily putting something amazing into the world. And we need amazing leaders like you to step up. All right. So that's it. We're just like a fired up thought leader lounge. I'm not even going to take any more time because I want everyone to go take their action. Can we just put me if you're willing to take the action today? Don't say this week. By the time you end working today, you have reached out to someone. I love that cause. You were like right there, like, yes, me. You've reached out to someone to be more visible on their page, their blog, their thing. And you can swap. You can say, hey, and then you can come, and if you don't have an audience yet, you can come prepare something and I'll share it. Yes, I love that. Dawn's in, Katrina's in, Courtney's in. F yeah, you guys. That is so exciting. I'm so excited. And come Wednesday and enter to win the stage. I mean, I can't tell you, I won one of these contests a couple years ago, and it was a absolute career and purpose and mission changing experience for me when I was able to get on that stage in front of a live audience, and something just rose up in me and it just cracked open a whole new level of impact and prosperity and contribution and leadership. It just opened me up so much. And I want you to have that breakthrough. Okay. So that's what's coming up. Thank you for being on the lounge today. This was freaking awesome. And we will make sure to post the contest entry link, and come on Wednesday. Like, again, what do you, it's free. You have nothing to lose. Okay. I will see you guys there. I love you. And let's go. I'm going to do my outreach action right now because I'm playing this along with you. All right. I'm going to do it with you right this minute. I'll see you Wednesday and then next Monday. All right. Bye.